Hello and welcome. Today we are going to be looking at graphing linear equations as part of the series on the heart of algebra on the SAT math portion. As always, we're going to be looking at 5 questions. We're going to look at these questions, to look at the intricacies and explanations that go along with these questions, so you can ace the SAT math portion. If you like these videos or find them informative, please be sure to like and subscribe. And with that, let's get started. Question number 1. Which of the following is the equation of the line A graphed in the xy plane that passes through the point -2, 2, and it's parallel to the line B, whose equation is y minus 3 equals 0? Well, we're told that these lines are parallel. What does that mean? Well, parallel means they have the same slope. So we can write this y minus 3 equals 0 as y equals 3, which is y equals 0x plus 3. So the slope here is just going to be 0. So the slope of our new line is also going to be 0. So we can write that line as y equals 0x. But we also know that it has another point on -2, 2, meaning that we can write that as plus 2 here. So essentially y equals 2. Now, if y equals 2, that means that y minus 2 equals 0. So then our answer is going to be choice C, and we are done with that first question. Let's move on. All right, question number 2. Here it is. What is the equation of the line graphed in the xy plane that passes through the point 6, 3, and is perpendicular to the line whose equation is y equals -3x plus 5? Well, so our initial equation is y equals -3x plus 5, and our slope of this is going to be -3. But this time, the lines are perpendicular. So if it's perpendicular, that means we're going to do an opposite reciprocal. That is what that is what it means when we have perpendicular lines. You take the opposite reciprocal, and that is going to be your new slope. So we have -3 as our initial slope. That's our initial slope. And then the opposite of that is going to be 3, right? We just get rid of the minus sign. The reciprocal of 3 is going to be 1/3. So our new slope is going to be 1/3. Now we can rewrite our equation again. We have y equals 1/3 x. We're told that it passes through the point 6, 3, so we plug in 6, and we plug in 3 as y, and we plug in 6 as x, and we get that 3 equals 2 plus our constant here, right, in the y equals mx plus b form, and that constant is going to end up being just 1. So our answer is going to be choice D. And let's move on to the next question. All right, here we are. The line shown at left passes through the point 3, 2. Which of the following is the equation of the line perpendicular to the line shown that also passes through the point 3, 2? Well, it's going to be a perpendicular line, right? So first what we're going to do is find the slope. Now, how are we going to do that? Well, we have this graph, so we can use rise over run. And so the rise here, we're going from 4 down to 2, so the rise is going to be -2. And we're going over 3, so that's going to be 3. So this is going to be our slope, our initial slope. And then we use our opposite reciprocal, where we get 2/3 is the opposite, 3/2 is our reciprocal, and here's our slope. That is our slope. So let's get rid of all this. And now we can start to write our equation. So we have y is going to equal 3/2 x we have x plus b. B is our constant. We're told that the perpendicular line also passes through the point 3, 2. So we can plug in 3 as x and 2 as y, and then we get 2 equals 9 halves plus b. So b is going to be, sorry for the pun, b is going to be negative 5 halves. And our answer is then going to be choice C. And we are done with that question. Let's move on. All right, question number 4. The equation y equals ax plus b is graphed in the xy plane. If a and b are positive constants, which of the following could be the graph of y equals negative ax minus b in the xy plane? Well, a and b are positive constants. So negative a is negative a and negative b are negative constants, obviously. So since so negative a, obviously negative, this is the slope, so we're gonna have a negative slope. Negative b, this is the y-intercept, which is also going to be negative. All right, so how do we do this now? Well, we can see here, this has a negative slope, and it also has a negative y-intercept, so that one is good. Now let's scroll down to the other choices. Well, the first thing we see here is that neither of these work because they have positive slopes. The C and D do not work. I don't know why it's following me, but and then choice B has a positive y-intercept right here, right? That's like what looks like 4 or so. So this is also not going to work. But this did have our positive. Choice A did have our negative slope and our negative y-intercept. So our answer is going to be choice A. Let's keep going. Question number 5. The equation y equals ax plus b is graphed in the xy plane. If a is a positive constant and b is a negative constant, which of the following could be the graph of y equals negative ax plus b in the xy plane? Well, a is positive, b is negative, right? Now, we're asked about this equation, negative ax plus b. So negative a, our slope, is going to be negative, right? Because a is positive. And then b, our y-intercept, is also already negative. So we're going to have a negative slope and a negative y-intercept, which sounds familiar. And we can see here, this choice A, again, has the correct sign of the y-intercept. So our answer is choice A, and we are done with that set of problems. That is it for this set. Be sure to tune in next time when we look at our next topic in the heart of algebra. For this topic, this topic is pretty basic, and most of the thing that happens here is being able to find the slope and then use the slope. So if we have two parallel lines, they're going to have the same slope. If we have two perpendicular lines, that are going to be the opposite slope. And when you're given equations in the form y equals mx plus b, you need to know how to be able to find the slope, to be able to find the y-intercept, and how to deal with each of those, and how to know where to graph it and what the signs are. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it or found it informative, and I'll see you next time.